Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. So I am gynecologist, as you know, but I will tell you not only about hormones, but I will tell you also about goddess on Olymp. So you will be really surprised. But first, I would like you to meet Susan. Susan is a little like 22 years old. She is nice, smiling. She just starts her career, as you can see. And before I tell you something about this goddess and about this power of women, I will tell you about our normal hormonal cycle, because just to understand the female physiology, you need to know the cycle. So first of all, the first phase of your cycle is basically estrogen. So when you have estrogen, you are so much creative. You know, you are 22, 25, 27, and you are really creative. You want to change the world and you want to be a very good in social contacts. You see the world in a very, let's say, idealistic way, but this is only half of your cycle because this is follicular phase. And then you have ovulation. And during ovulation, your testosterone is going up. What do you feel when I can't see you, sorry, but what do you feel when your testosterone is going up? You just want to conquer the world. You just want to be a fighter. And of course, you think about your sexual life because testosterone is so much responsible for your sexual life. And then the second phase of your cycle is luteal phase. This is a very lazy time. When you remember, when you are after ovulation and the progesterone is really high, you feel so chill. You feel so, how to say, you don't want to do anything. You feel lazy. You want to sleep. And in many publications, these phases of cycle are so much compared to seasons. For example, this luteal phase is autumn. How do you feel during autumn? You don't want to do anything. So when you go to work, you are not feel like starting new project. You just want to continue project. You just want to come back home and watch Netflix. Okay, don't do it. Go to sport. Okay, so this is Susan. So Susan is now 22, 25, let's say, and she starts her career. So she wants to learn. She is very good in social skills. She is very much curious about her future. And of course, she's a little bit like Athena from Goddess. You know, Athena, she was brilliant. She was curious. She was unstoppable. But she also believed in fairy tales, I must say, because she believed the world will be like that all the time. But she is a very good creative person just to start a career with, but she didn't experience everything so far in her career. So she very slowly goes to another phase in her life. I called it like testosterone boost. So she is about 29, 30. She thinks about her career much stronger. She is very confident. She is much more decision-making. She wants a promotion, and she also can negotiation her first salary. You can imagine, you are 28, you go to your boss and you negotiate your salary because we are afraid to ask about salary, I think so. Okay, and then, but also, as you remember, testosterone is very high. So she also thinks about her sexual life, about her relations. So that's why she goes also to the party and she can meet someone. Besides, now she's a very career-oriented person. And for her, for example, premenstrual syndrome, we don't like premenstrual syndrome. But for her right now, she's just a data. She just said, okay, I don't care, I have premenstrual syndrome, but I would like to go further. So she's like Artemis. So she's focused, she's driven, she's very much target-oriented. But as I told you in the middle of my conversation, that she has a very high testosterone level. So she wants to create a relationship. And she did it. And what has happened? Completely normal. She wants to have a baby. This is completely normal. She is 30, 32. She wants to have a baby. So she's not so much career-oriented because in her mind, she's going so much inward. She descend in herself. She a little bit slowed down in her career. So for me, she is like Persephone. She has a very high prolactin level, because prolactin, this is it's released during stress, for example. And also very often when she can't get pregnant, what I know very well, because I deal with in vitro fertilization, she starts taking SRI. This is antidepressants. So of course her prolactin is high, her serotonin is very low, she's a little bit depressed, she's thinking about getting pregnant, but sometimes she can't. But it's also normal because 18% of people, they can't get pregnant so easily. So she's like Persephone. So she starts seeing the reality in a completely different way. Her work is still important, but not as important as it was. But suddenly she got pregnant, she became a mother, and it started again, because now when she is a mother, she's completely different, because now she knows everything. She is very stable, and she is also multitasking, because she needs to take her baby from kindergarten. She also needs to give, I must say, a dinner to her husband, whatever it means, but she has sleepless night, but at the same time, she starts thinking about her career. And she is so much leader, but now leader in a pure sense, because she understood everything in her life. You know, she was Athena, she was Artemis. Now she is much more like Hera. And of course, from this early motherhood, which I really like because it goes and goes, we are going to my favorite, really favorite goddess. It's Hecate. Oh, it's okay, Hecate, because now the woman enters the 40 years old. She's starting having perimenopause. Of course, she's afraid talking about menopause because it's a little taboo. Of course, because, okay, what if she is 50 or 55? What will be in her career? It will be great. It only depends on her and her ability to adjust. But coming back to Hecate, did you know that Hecate is a kind of witch, is a very wise person, is a person with a very broad-minded, but before she became Hecate, she has a drops of energy, brain fogs, cortical spike. She couldn't concentrate very well, mood swings, depressed. She can't concentrate in her work, and of course, hot flashes. So she needed to leave meetings, without any reason, because she was so much afraid of these hot flashes and problem with concentration. And of course, she's going to the doctor. She starts having hormonal treatment, of course, if there is no contraindication. And suddenly she feels better. She's herself again. Because I think that for me, hormonal treatment, if there is no contraindication, it helps women to really prevent their normal cycle and to live normally. And what has happened with Hecate, she's much more leadership. She's very wise. She has a very good relationship skills because she survived so much. Zero waste energy. She is very confident. But she needed this change, as I told you. And this change is very important to understand that we as a women, we are not only one goddess. We are really driven by hormones, and we are really driven by our cycles, and just to neglect it and pretend all our life that it doesn't depend on hormones, it's a really waste of energy because it depends on hormones. Even as I told you about this testosterone, of course, this is very much career oriented, but at the same time, it's very much sexual life oriented. So we are really driven by hormones, and our hormones, I think that it's very, very good to understand that what I would like to tell you, I would like you to make your hormones and your biology, your partnership and your roadmap, not your limitation. And don't be afraid of your hormones. Don't be afraid of your mood swings, Go to the doctor, start trying to take medications if you need it. And, don't neglect that you are just woman and you have cycle, you have estrogen, progesterone, prolactin. For me, it's completely normal. And that's why I'm here, just to tell you that even if you are 55 or 60, you are just Hecate and you can really change the world. So thank you very much. And I hope I see you normally, not only online. Thank you.